there's a lot of people who say there's no real definition of a real man. There's no one definition of a real man. I agree. Real men come in all shapes, sizes, etc. But there are some common denominators. We're not going to act like just because there are exceptions or variations that there's no rule. Because one thing you can count on when it comes to a real man is that when he comes into your life, he's going to bring you clarity, not confusion. He's going to be definitive about what he wants, and you can see his intentions reflected in his actions instead of him damaging you. Again, sending you all over the place in some type of gray area of uncertainty and not quite sure. And you trying to chase him and basically with your actions, beg for his approval on a regular basis. You're not going to get that with a man unless he's not real. But when it comes to a real man, I'm not saying what a lot of people say in terms of a real man going to do this, that, and the other, and you ain't got to bring nothing to the table. You ain't got to do nothing to meet his emotional needs. No. Nor am I saying a real man got to be a certain height, make a certain amount of money. But there are some constants. There are some rules of thumb when it comes to a real man. We're not going to act like there aren't. Like, whatever you see, just identify as a real man. A real man for you ain't a real man. No, there are some common denominators. As a matter of fact, let me be specific. If you are a woman who has worked on herself, meaning you've invested heavily, you just sitting here watching this kind of content, but you watch the other kind of content that helps you improve. You're who I'm talking to. There are some people who honestly don't want to watch nothing unless it's just gossip, drama, or something like that. But if you watch and you consume media, teachings, whatever it is, some type of guidance so you can be better than what you currently are, then you're who I'm talking to. Because yes, a real man for you is going to be completely different than a real man for a woman that only gossips, she backbites, she backstabs her best friend, she's only in it for the money. A real man for that woman ain't going to be nothing that you want. But if you're a cream of the crop woman, you work on yourself, you manage who has access to you, you're constantly trying to put away bad habits, you take accountability, a real man for you is going to do 5 things that will allow you to instantly know he's a real man as opposed to the fakes. There's some things you just can't fake. The first one is a man that truly values you. I was talking to a sister recently. She had watched my masterclass. Y'all know I had this masterclass came down and never keep them up for long. The 7 traps empaths must never ignore. Matter of fact, let me put that one more time. Let me see. Yeah, I can put it one more time. All right. I just posted it down in the comments. I put the encore up yesterday. She watched it. I'm going to put it up one more time for those of y'all who may have missed it. 7 traps empaths must never ignore. Her whole thing is she's come across so many different men. She kind of feels burnt out. It almost feels like people these days are too good at pretending to be something that they're not. So now she don't know how to tell one from the other. And I told her this, like, look, I'm all for relationships not being black and white, men, people, etc. But do understand this. If that man does not value you outside of what directly benefits him, you ain't even got to do no evaluation. You ain't got to get no lie detector test. You ain't got to read no more books. Stop dealing with that man. When I hear dudes talk about, oh, it don't matter what she did for her education and what she do for a living, what she's into, what achievements she got, I already know. They're not for the type of woman I talked about in the very beginning. They're not for. Look, it's not that if you are successful or have degrees that directly translates into value into the relationship for any man. I'm not saying that. But a man who truly values you will appreciate those things that don't directly benefit him. Notice I said something there. I'm not saying just because you as a woman, you make 6 figures or you got a master's degree or something like that, that's automatically going to have a man jumping for joy to be in a relationship with you. No, but if a man truly loves you and values you, not just wants you, but values you, he's going to appreciate the hard work, the consistency, the focus, the sacrifice that it took for you to get those things. If a man can't celebrate you in any other way other than what directly fills up his tummy or empties his balls, that man don't value you. He just wants what you do for him. He don't care about who you are. If I'm speaking facts, let me know I'm speaking facts. If that man don't care about who you are as a woman, but he only cares about what you do, the moment you can't do those things, or the moment somebody else want to do those things for him, he folding like a lawn chair. But there's one thing as a woman nobody can replace. Billions and billions and billions of people have come on this planet, many generations, for all of the years that this planet has existed. Billions and billions of people will continue to. There's only one thing that you can bring, nobody else can bring. And that's who you are, the exact formula, the exact structure, the exact proportion of which character traits that you have. That's the part of you that can't be replaced. And when a man values you, that's what he loves. And that's going to be in all the things you got about you, the quirkiness, your interests, your hard work, your achievements, your failings, your shortcomings, the ways that you need to continue to grow and progress. Like, that's when a man truly values you, is when he can appreciate those things. Ain't got nothing to do with him. But you like to watch this little show you like to watch. It's just what you like to do. And he wants to help you protect time to do that thing. That man values you. It ain't no cooked meal. It's not sex on demand. It's not a soft space for him to be listened to whatever problems he got. It's just something you like to do. And he's willing to protect that or hear you talk about that. That man likely values you. A real man will value you outside of what you do directly for him. That's number one. And again, I'm talking to the achievements as well. You bust your behind to put yourself through school, or you ascended in that job, you elevated through that job, years of hard work, pitching and getting promoted, getting turned down sometime, whatever you had to do. Yeah, he's going to appreciate that. He's going to value that. Another way that you know that's a real man that you're dealing with. And again, for those who are just joining in, I'm 100% aware, not all of these rules going to just apply, but here are some common denominators. Is when a man will not just protect you, but protect your reputation. When a man not only protects you, but protects your reputation. You see, when a man cares about you, he cares about how he got you looking out here. And this is why I'm going to step on some toes. And I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I've been on both sides of the fence. I've done it right and I've done it wrong. But I can think back to when I truly, truly valued a woman. Like, no, her reputation, I got to, even if I ain't doing nothing wrong, I can't let it look like that. When a man truly wants to protect you, it ain't just about fighting whoever try to fight you. It ain't just about he'll shoot somebody, he'll die about it. When a man truly wants to protect you outside of men who want to get what he has already claimed as his in you, he also makes sure no other woman feel like she got a chance. And I had to learn this, but I'm telling you straight up, when a man truly values you, he's not even going to put himself on women's radar on social media in all of these different ways, liking all of these suggestive pictures. I ain't saying he can't do nothing on social media. He got to hide under a rock. But when a man truly values you, he cares about how he got you looking to other people. He's not going to put you out here to look stupid or desperate. Like you have no self-esteem. You have no self-respect. What's up, boo? My daughter just came in. Marley? A man that truly cares about you is not going to have you out here looking crazy for supporting him or loving him. Come on, boo. The third way you know that a man truly values you is if he apologizes without you having to pressure him. If a man apologizes only whenever you threaten to stop having sex or you stop having sex, or I'm going to talk a certain way, I'm boo here now. But if a man only apologizes once you break down with a thesis statement in all the different ways and you take away all of his escapes and all of his deflections, if that's the only time that a man apologizes, he don't value you. He values his ego. When a man, I know, a real man, look, I'm not saying, you see, none of this stuff that I'm talking about costs $1 million. None of this stuff is dealing with a man that makes mid-six figures or stands 6'7" tall or has a 6-pack of abs. None of this stuff that I'm talking about requires any of those superficial things. I'm not saying that's what a real man is, or he ain't got no backbone. He just do whatever you say do. But there are some constants. There are some common denominators. Y'all want to know how to separate the real from the fake? Look for a man that apologizes the right way and follows up with action without you having to be passive aggressive, without you having to take anything from him, threaten to leave, anything like that. When a man truly values you, you ain't got to pressure him. You ain't got to bring the conversation up over and over again. You ain't got to ask him why he ain't said nothing about that thing that you expressed was a problem for you. Why? Because he understands that his lack of apology has now created a lack of intimacy. Anytime there's something lingering in the air that you need that man to be accountable for, and he has yet to take accountability or show any type of real responsibility for what he did, doesn't it make you feel unsafe with him to a degree? Doesn't it make you feel like you don't really want to open up to him because y'all ain't even cleared up that last thing that he did? So now it's almost like he thinks that it's okay to talk to you this kind of way or do this kind of thing. But when a man truly values you, when a man truly loves you, when a man is really a real man, even if he's not that into the relationship, just his own personal conviction is going to have him apologizing. His conscience won't let him just do anything to anybody that he wouldn't want done to him. And so it might even take him a little time to really come to understand and get sober-minded. But look, you're not going to sit there. Y'all ever been in a situation where you got to stop conversations from continuing because otherwise it feel like you're enabling the disrespect that man is doing to you? Like you got to stop conversation. You got to stop connection. You got to send a message just for the man to say, you know, what's wrong? And some of y'all learned passive aggression from dealing with men like that forced you to be passive aggressive just for you to stand for yourself because you didn't want to explicitly say, I need an apology. But at the same time, you didn't feel comfortable continuing to give him the fruits of your love. And he's done nothing toward them. Again, with accountability. Real man is going to apologize without the pressure, without any of those subliminals, any of those things. Shout out to Toby. Another way that you know that you're dealing with a real man is when he prioritizes transparency. Not just honesty. A real man prioritizes transparency, not just honesty. Let me give you kind of the difference. Honesty is you ask that man, he tells you. Transparency is, even without you asking, he's going to let you know so that there's no room for doubt. There's no room for question. Why? Because a real man understands that a woman cannot thrive in uncertainty. And we're not dumb. Y'all see, y'all be dealing with dudes. Y'all be dealing with dudes who play dumb, act like we don't know when there's a doubt created or some type of hole left in the story or some type of suspicion that could possibly take root. Y'all dealing with dudes like that. And now you got to be an investigator. Now you feel like you got to be a Harvard level debate champ or something like that to frame questions in a way where he got to answer and he got to give you every possible scenario. A real man is going to take out all room for doubt every chance that he gets. Hey, I know you ain't even asked, but me and such, we're gonna head out. We're gonna head out tonight. We're gonna get there about such and such. I'll let you know whenever we arrive. Hey, we just got here, but they closed or they ain't got what we looking for. So we about to go ahead and we're gonna make a move over to this other spot. I know I had told you we was going to this restaurant, but we're going to another restaurant about a mile down. I don't even want you guessing or asking questions or whatever. No room for doubt. Hey, I'll be back about 10 o'clock, 10:30, and I'll let you know whenever we leave here. Transparency. Hey, I know you probably saw this girl at the event saying hey to me. You ain't really know what was going on yet. That's such and such. We have never done anything. We've never talked. We never had anything. But I don't want you having to question what the nature of that is. Like, I don't even want that to look crazy to you. So I just want to take all doubt. Transparency. Without you having to ask anything. Now, does that mean a man is going to read your mind whenever you have a curiosity? No. Still let him know if you got questions so he can be honest. Honesty is good. I'm saying you're not going to find yourself in a situation with this man. If he's a real man, you're not going to find yourself in a situation saying, well, why didn't you tell me? Well, you didn't ask. When it's clear anybody would want to know that type of information. He ain't going to have you kiki-keying in the girl face and he know him and that girl got something from a long time ago. It's going to be transparency there. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah?
No.
No? You okay?
Okay.
Okay. I'm about to wrap this up. Make sure she good. One more way that you know that you're dealing with a real man is if he's willing to tell you no. If you got a man that literally is a people pleaser, I know this is counterintuitive to what we hear online. A real man gonna tell you yes to everything. A real man ain't never gonna let you know that some stuff ain't acceptable. Look, y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with you. If that man ain't willing to let you know that sometimes you out of pocket, if that man ain't willing to let you know that sometimes you might be getting in your own way for something else that you're trying to get, something that you're trying to earn, if that man ain't willing to tell you, hey, some of the things that you said or did, it bothered me, and I'm not cool with that. If that man ain't willing, if he ain't willing to stand no ground, you probably got you a people pleaser. You ain't got you a good man. And a people pleaser is the type of guy who can't set boundaries with nobody. A people pleaser, whenever he not in your face, he over there saying yes to everybody else too. Anybody who talk bad about you, that's what a people pleaser do. If a man doesn't have the willingness, the ability to disappoint you ever, that's a problem. A real man is willing to disappoint you, but again, don't think it's coming from a negative place. How you qualify it is, where is he coming from? When that man disappoints you, is he coming from a place of insecurity? Is he coming from a place of ego, control? She's getting a little restless now. Where's a man coming from whenever he tells you, I'm not really sure about that post, baby? Like, that I know you working out, I know you know what I'm saying, you in shape now, I understand, but that what you got on, that's a little revealing. I don't like that. A real man is going to let you know. Baby, I know you probably ain't think nothing about it, but your nipple's showing a little bit. It's a little suggestive. Why? Because a real man is not going to even entertain a woman that's not on some level integrated into his purpose, into his reputation. If he don't care about nothing that you do or say, he's either a people pleaser or he doesn't have long-term intentions for you at all. So it don't matter how you carry yourself, how you talk, what you wear. I'm just going to keep it real with you. He's not going to try to control you. A real man is not going to try to boss you around. A real man is going to be willing to compromise and do some things differently that make you comfortable too. Don't get me wrong. But a real man is also going to let you know, hey, that don't make me comfortable. Because he's coming from a place of, I'm invested in you. You matter to me. You can impact me. You can impact me. And it's not going to be without tact. It's not going to be in a way of disrespect. It's going to be with love. But he's going to be willing, because if he can't tell you no, he can't tell the world nothing. He can't go out here, vouch for you on behalf of the world or whatever. He can't go out here and protect you if he can't stand up for himself with you. But it's always going to be from a place of love. You're never going to feel like that man thinks that he's superior to you if he's a real man. Now, you got to be mindful, because this is one of those things that could easily have a blurred line, and you get to thinking that, well, if he tells me this, that, and the other, then don't be so, especially you empaths out there, don't be so willing to be submissive to a man who has not first qualified himself for that submission or qualified himself for that level of empathy. You don't have a responsibility to consider everybody else's feelings, who just ignores yours and tramples all over you. If you want more on that conversation, though, because that's one of the traps a lot of empaths fall into, where y'all want to put everybody else first, think about everybody else first, and you end up getting put on the back burner, but at the same time, you enable it. That's one of the traps empaths get caught in all the time. Again, if you want more on the traps as an empath, you can never ignore. Or if you've already gotten caught in that trap and it's already messed up your ability to love and be open to somebody else, then you need to know how to get out. I broke that down for free in my masterclass. 7 traps empaths must never ignore. If you haven't yet, get access to that masterclass, because it's coming back down soon. It's right here. See, some of y'all already done got it. And it's absolutely free, by the way. But it's coming down soon. But moral of the story is this. A real man is not going to come in a certain package physically. He's not going to have a certain amount of money. I'm going to be real with you. I know we like a man that's a provider and da-da-da-da. But that's not what makes a man real. There are men out here who got plenty of bread and they're trash. There are men out here who look good and they're trash. But there are some common denominators, and one of them is going to be in the way that he takes care of your heart. How does he take care of you? How does he tend to you? How is he accountable to you? How is he accountable? When he gets it wrong, what is his heart posture? That you don't have a right to check him or tell him how to love you correctly? Or does he understand that it's a privilege to be given the opportunity to love you correctly? Because the opposite of that is you not caring. And you not even listening to him or even trying to let him know what it takes to love you correctly because he no longer has access to you. But a real man, you're going to know about his consistent actions. It's his patterns that's going to tell you who he is and what you're dealing with. But that's all for now. Y'all see, I got work to do. I'm your internet big brother, looking out for you per usual. If I was able to give you some value, all I ask is that you share the value by hitting the share button so somebody else on your timeline can also get this. Okay, boo. Okay. You ready to eat? Ready to eat? Okay. I got to go. Oh, and if you want access to the masterclass, I put the link down here in the comments, also in the caption. But I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.